Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This video is specifically for my English for Applied classes and for the week of January 13th through the 17th. I thought I would go ahead and record a little bit different screen this time. So, this is what the lesson plan document looks like. So, specifically for parents and for students, if you have not seen this document before, I would encourage you to get familiar with it because this is how I organize my lesson plans and how I create my information. And I'm openly sharing this with parents and students so that there's at least some understanding of what's going on in the classes each week. So if you have not seen this, this is what it looks like. And I want to go ahead and talk you through um, this week's material. So for my English for Applied classes, there's not a specific paper that we're working on right now, but eventually we are going to be writing a letter to the main character. His name is Holden. And that's something that students know it's kind of hanging over their head. So as they read the novel, they know that they're eventually going to be working towards a paper. But for the actual class time, there's two things that we're going to be concentrating on. So the literary section and the no red ink section. So literature. Students received on Thursday or Friday the novel Catcher in the Rye, and that's what we're going to be reading in the English for Applied classes, Catcher in the Rye. It's been around for quite a while. It's still relevant today, which is why it's in our curriculum. So we are reading Catcher in the Rye. There is a very specific reading schedule. And over here on the very far right column where it says additional notes and comments, you'll see exactly what pages students are supposed to read. So that's already pretty much set in stone. And I'm encouraging my students to stay on this schedule as much as they can. So if they need to read on their own time, they absolutely can. They do have the books, they are checked out to them, so they have access to all of the material. They also know that they can look online or they can do their own research and find the audiobooks online, but there are some on YouTube that are fairly good. And students do have access to listening to the novel as they go through it. We are going to spend, Mr. Spidell and I are going to read for a few chapters. We're going to read together with the students so that we all get a taste for how the book flows, some of the material, making sure that we understand what's going on. And then there's going to be a slow release. So eventually, either later in the week or early next week, we'll slowly release all of that responsibility to the students. As they read, they also need to pay attention to the assignments that are listed. So inside this literary column, you'll notice occasionally it'll say, follow the reading schedule, complete and turn in journal entry number 1, which is due today. If I go up to the previous week, the 9th and 10th, that was actually assigned those days so that Monday, tomorrow, today, or whenever you're watching this, Monday, journal entry number 1 is due. So they were well aware of that. They needed to have pages 1 through 11 already read and turn in their journal entry number 1. And I have access to their Google Classroom, so I can check into their document anytime I need to and grade the work as they submit it. So students, you are expected to make sure you stay on top of the workload and turn things in before or at least on the days that those assignments are due. And you'll see that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will just follow the reading schedule. So you'll have a lot of time in class to read. And then on Friday, you'll notice that journal entry number 2 is due. So you should have journal entry number 2 submitted before you leave class on Friday. So that's it for the literature section for this week. For the no red ink, you will be assigned subject verb agreement. That'll be on no red ink, and we'll have several conversations, especially Monday and Tuesday, where we kind of get you started. I'll make sure that you at least get covered the intro information on there, and then you'll have a couple of days in class to work on your subject verb agreement. Make sure you get the practice material done. And then on Friday, there will be a quiz over the subject verb agreement section 1. So again, that's it for this week. There's not a specific writing assignment. There is lots of reading that's going to be expected, a couple of journal entries that'll be due this week, and then, of course, our no red ink assignments for the week. So that's pretty much it. If you need to get a hold of me, parents, there's a way to do that. You can go to your email and send me an email at brad.kimball@jersey100.org. If you want to use your phone, you can access my information through Remind. And for those of you who need the code, if you want to get on our class Remind page, there's a very specific code and a way to do that. I would suggest that you go to last week's information because I sent that through email. I sent a whole chart. Every class has its own code. So go to last week's information and look that up. Or if you just want to stay on your computer, then you can use your Skyward messaging system. That's how you get this information. So you can just apply or reply to the message that you get through Skyward messaging system, and you'll get me through the computer, which is also basically through email again too. So that's it for this week. Again, get yourselves very familiar with this lesson plan page because I organize my material. I share it with you so you know what's going on. And then whenever students are absent for whatever reason, whether it's a sickness or athletic events or college visits or just personal reasons, they know they need to check this document so they know exactly what's going on in class and when due dates are. And I am pretty much going to stay solid with the due dates that are here. I'm trying to push the students a little bit, so they need to be well aware of the due dates. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you later. Let's have a fantastic week.